how are you addressing the severe shortage of the food, water, and medical supplies and care? And how crucial is the international community's support at this very precise time?
In fact, we of course wished of the international community to help us terminate and stop the war, because you know, all the skirmishes happening at the south do not or are not commensurate with this collective genocide that is taking place in the south. In fact, right now we are having a lot of aids coming from a lot of countries. You know, the Paris conference granted us $800 million appropriated for emergency humanitarian cases. And in fact, we asked of the UNRWA around $450,000. Only 80,000 came to us. In fact, as well, Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Turkey, Pakistan, all these countries sent in-kind aids. And Jordan as well helped us a lot. You know, we don't have persons dying of hunger in Lebanese, thank God, but of course, we have a lot of needs in terms of providing heating for these individuals that are displaced. We need to provide them with systems of central heating. In fact, the state in Lebanon is trying to appropriate some funds in order to protect the dignity of the displaced persons until they return to their countries and places of origin.
Mm-hmm. Your Excellency, here, how has the damage of the healthcare facilities affect Lebanon's medical infrastructure and the ability for care for those injured?
In fact, of course, all this damage, I'm pretty sure the Israelis are going to bear. In fact, we are asking for $1 million compensation for all the humanitarian damage and all the amenity damage that took place. Because, you know, Israel wouldn't have had the guts to carry out all this damage if it wasn't for the indefinite support coming from the United States, which actually claims to protect human rights.
With only 21% of the needed humanitarian funds raised so far, how is that affecting relief efforts, and what is your message here to the international community at large?
First of all, to lift the economic siege and barricade from Lebanon. And in fact, the expert Chote said that the Caesar law in Syria is an American, a Western American decision, and that the barricade and siege over Lebanon needs to be lifted right away. They want to break us and break our spirits, but this is never going to happen.
Now, Prime Minister Miqati warned of historic levels of displacement. What long-term impact could this have on Lebanon, and how is the government prepared or preparing for that? No, we're speaking here about the Prime Minister's warnings of the high level of displacement or of displaced people in Lebanon, and that it has raised to a historic level. So the question is, how are you preparing for that?
Displacement already happened. You know, there is, you know, the dahi or the suburb is now completely void of persons. There was an idea proposed for us to establish like plastic temporary houses until reconstruction operations take place. And here comes the role of those who couldn't help us with military aid. Here comes their role as friends to actually help us by providing some funds appropriated for reconstruction of the demolished buildings.